Hello and welcome to the video on VDM replication. In this video I will go over a demo of replicating your VDM from source to destination. The benefits of replicating your VDM would be for disaster recovery scenarios. Now I will go through a demo of replicating a VDM from a source system to a destination system. Here we have the source system. It's called East. Here we have two file systems that are mounted to the VDM2 read-write, and these are what we're going to replicate to the destination side. We'll notice if we go to Data Protection, Replications for File, that we don't have any replications currently going. Clicking on the Remote Systems tab, we can see we have our systems set up, East and West. Clicking on the Data Mover Interconnects tab, we can see we have our East to West interconnect set up for replicating purposes. Navigating to the Storage, and then CIFs, and then VDMs tab, we're able to locate VDM2. We can see the properties of VDM2, and we can see it's on Data Mover 2, and we don't have any replications currently running. We also see the interfaces is int_VDM2. Clicking on Settings and then Settings for File, we can take a look at that int VDM2 and notice that IP address has 21.124, and it is in an upstate. Switching screens to the VMware, we can see we have this VNX file migrations. We have this data store here created on this 21.124, and this is the NFS data store that we have off of this VDM that we're going to replicate to the destination side. Here we have the VM that is running in that NFS data store, so we'll see if this guy can stay online while we're replicating to the other side. So what we're going to try to do is keep this VM from crashing when we fail over to that destination side. Here we have the destination system, West. You can see that the remote systems are set up on this side as well, East and West. The Data Mover Interconnect is also set up on this side as well, West to East. So we need the remote systems and Data Mover Interconnects to be set up bidirectionally for replications for a VDM. Now we'll go on the source side, East System, and we'll go to Data Protection and Replications for File. Then we'll go down to the Create button. We'll want to replicate the virtual data mover. We're going to create the replication name of VDM2. We'll select our source VDM2. We'll select our destination system of West. Next we'll select our interfaces, source and destination. And we can leave all the rest as defaults. We can pick a destination storage pool as well if we have more than one. After we hit OK, we'll notice that we see a replication session for VDM2 from server 2 using the interconnect East to West. Remote system is West and the status is OK. Now that we've created a replication for the VDM root file system, we now have to create replications for each file system that is mounted on that VDM. We'll click the Create and then click Replicate a File System. We'll go ahead and give the replication a name. We'll select the appropriate file system. We'll select the destination system and the interconnects. We'll also want to select the VDM2 that we are migrating to that destination side. Now we see in the list we have VDM2FS1 being replicated to the destination side. Now we'll just create the VDM2FS2. For VDM2FS2, we will replicate with the same naming convention. We'll select the source file system, the interconnects, as well as the VDM2 VDM on the destination side. And we'll leave the rest as defaults again. And now we have the VDM and the file systems that are mounted on that VDM replicating to the destination side. And just popping back into the VM here, we see that no service interruption has happened at all, and we're still able to do everything we need to in our VM, in that NFS data store. To get more information about any one of the replication sessions, we can click on it and click the Properties button. This will display the properties, such as replication ID, the name, the role, and on this system the role is the source. We can see the data mover information, the interconnect information, some remote system information. We can see the status of the network, the source and destination systems. And at the bottom we can see that it's currently transferring from source to destination. And we can also tell the last time that it was fully synchronized. So if you need to know any information when you have a replicated file system, such as is it still transferring data, is it fully synced, this is where you can find that information. Next, what we'll do is prepare the destination system so we can fail over to it in the case of a disaster on the source or some kind of other issue. So we need to create an interface on that destination. I'll do that with the CLI command you see here. I'm going to add the word down at the end, so we'll create this interface in the down state, this way not to cause duplicate IP addresses in the network. Okay, now that we have everything set up and ready to go for the failover, we can go ahead and select the production file systems. The reason we're selecting the production file systems first is that we're trying to keep that VM that is built on this NFS data store online during this failover. In order to do that, we have to follow a specific set of steps. Those steps can be located in the using VDMs on VNX white paper. The steps are going to be failover to production file systems that are on the VDMs. Then we're going to down the interface on the source side, that int_VDM2 that we're using. Then we're going to fail over the VDM root file system itself. Then we're going to bring up the interface on that destination system. Down that interface on the source side. Now we're going to go ahead and fail over the root VDM file system. Now we'll go ahead and turn up the interface on the destination. Now we can see that everything is failed over to this destination side. And we can still write to this VM. So this VM and the NFS data store have remained online during this failover process. We can see that this CIF server has also been migrated to the destination side, and it is available. For additional information on virtual data movers, see the white paper called Virtual Data Movers on VNX, located on EMC Online Support. And that concludes this video on VDM replication. Thank you.